Hi, I'm Debra Atkinson, and this is the Flipping 50 TV show, the place to reset, tune up, and prepare for your second and better half with the vitality and the energy you want and that's possible. In every episode, I answer questions from women just like you about what they're struggling with most. And I help you figure out what to eat, how to move, and how to change your lifestyle habits so you can focus on the one or two key things that get you the most results in the least amount of time. Send me your question to flipping50tv.com. And if I choose your question for the show, you're gonna get some exclusive access to gifts and goodies I'll tell you a little bit more about later. Even if I don't choose your question for the show, you get immediate access to Muscles in Minutes. It's my guide with over 20 exercises and over 40 photos of how to tone those hard to reach areas. Today's question is from Esther, who writes, "My question is everything, from what to eat to what vitamins to take. But my biggest challenge is finding the time to exercise." Amen to that, Esther. We totally understand where you're coming from, and I designed for you 3 really short, super simple, safe, insane routines that you can do right now and progress. But before we get to those, we need to talk a little bit about the fuel and the vitamin questions that you've got in order to fuel your exercise right. In today's Muscles in Minutes segment, I designed for you 3 super simple and short segments for mobility, for cardio workout, and for strength training. But before we get to those, we're going to talk about science in Minute Maid meals. We're now going to talk about the science of preparing you for the best possible results. So to answer the question about what to eat and what vitamins to take, let's dive into this. We need to tackle 2 things. Number 1 is micronutrient sufficiency. What does that mean? It means that if you are missing out on even one micronutrient, one small piece of your machine that's not working, so think of your body as a machine. You've got all these little cogs spinning around, and if you're missing one of them, it's not working, and it's going to affect the next one and the next one. And some of the things that you need for your body to operate affect up to 400 enzymatic transactions in your body. So if you're struggling with weight loss, if you struggle with energy or fatigue, those things might be due to a micronutrient deficiency. So there are about 5 or 6 things that are key for midlife women that I recommend, and you can go and get this complete list at foreverfitandfab.com and the Flipping 50 TV tab, but here they are. A multivitamin. You also want to make sure that you're sufficient in magnesium. You want to make sure that you're taking omega-3s, and you want to make sure that you're absorbing all of the food you're eating, and that'll come from some support from digestive enzymes, something called betaine HCl. Last but not least, you want to look at probiotics. Are you getting enough good gut health to help you absorb and to digest really well? Next, we have to talk about macronutrient sufficiency. What does that mean? Well, that's your protein, your fat, and your carbohydrate. It's really what we think about putting on your plate so that you're planning every meal appropriately. Here's the basics. Go to the tab to get the details. Protein at every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, in about 25 to 35 grams at each one of those meals is super important. Then there's carbohydrates. They are your friend, not your enemy. You want to have about 1 serving at breakfast, 2 at lunch, and 3 for dinner, especially if you have some issues with sleeping or relaxing in the evening. Last but not least is fat, and healthy fat is your friend. Make sure you're inviting some of it to every single meal. Those things are going to help you get the most out of the exercise that you and I are about to do. Let's get to it. We're gonna start with a moving warm up, and this in fact could become your cardio. You could do this 4 to 5 minutes and then repeat it again, only bigger. So as you start, you're gonna start with low arms. Not a lot of activity because you're warming up. You're not warmed up yet. So we've got to do some major muscle group movements. Starting cold, side to side, we're gonna do a little rotation. We're gonna do a little flexion and extension through the hamstrings, the quadriceps, in otherwise, the hips and the knees, getting everything engaged. So if you want to make this super simple for yourself and come up with moves of your own, let's say you've got moves, I know you do, you can just think 1 minute, what move am I going to do this minute? And if you're listening to some great tunes, it's going to go super fast. So I've got this little side step with a heel, reminiscent of aerobics, right? From the 80s. If the shoe fits, knees come up. So now I'm working a little harder. You're gonna hear me breathing just a little harder. So I might wanna cross over, get a little rotation right through my core and my waist. All that's good. Just be sure you don't come down. You bring the knee up to you and you stand tall. You can extend those arms a little bit more. Keep those knees coming up. And you're doing this with me, right? At home? Yes? Stand up. Come on. Even from a chair, you can do knee raises and reach across. Now watch this. We're gonna take it back behind. This is a hamstring curl. Just be sure you're not arching the back. Stand nice and tall. Give me a little pull here. And then let's get a little fancy. You ready? Have you got some rhythm? You're gonna go single, single, double ham. 1, 1, and 2. So what do we got going on? We got a little balance on that one leg and up. So if you don't get this, nobody knows. Don't worry about it. 1, 1, 2. We've got a whole lot bigger stressors than this, right? And 2, but you're breathing a little harder. You got a little rhythm, nice and easy. Now I'm gonna change things. So my lower body, getting a little warmed up, but I'm gonna do a little boxing. And you know I love this. I'm gonna start just a little jog right here, okay? So I'm gonna give me a little punch right to the camera. Remember, this one's called a jab. And I use these boxing moves in my Muscles in Minutes videos because they get the upper body going and they cause you to use your core. I don't have to tell you to contract your core. You don't have to get on the floor, but you are using it every time. Let's try this. You're gonna give me a jab. So it's here and here. 1, 2. Literally, that's a 1, 2, or a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're getting a little warmer. Push, 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 push. Good. Keep that going. And if we're gonna keep you balanced, we gotta go over here. Now this is my non-dominant side, right? So this left one feels a little foreign to me. So I'm gonna do this just to warm up, just like I did on the other side. And I got that punch going on. Comes right back into my chin. And let's take the other one. So it's gonna be like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now the faster I go, 1, 2, the more core. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'm getting a little warmer. And you could go all the way through. And now you've got a great little warm up. I'm breathing a little harder. Are you? And you could repeat this 2 or 3 times and have a great little cardio workout right in the space of about 4 square feet. Now what's next is all about mobility. If you've got a great cardio workout, you've got a great strength training workout, or you will, you want to make sure that you have optimal range of motion so you get the most result from the time that you invest in those activities. So let's take a look. This is something you can do daily. So grab a chair or a stool, do this with me. So you're gonna take one foot, put it up, and then extend your arms out. What we wanna do is look over that front arm, and really rotate all the way to the side, both directions. And this is going to gain you some mobility, both in your hip and in your upper back, so you have stability in your lower back, right where you need it. Try the other side. And you may feel there's a definite difference from one side to the other. Go ahead and turn your head all the way. And next, you're going to use this as a base of support. And if you're comfortable, you could come all the way down to the floor. But what I want you to try for now is this. Point of stability, core tight, and then you're going to lift to the back. So you're going to keep your torso right where it is. No folding, no arching right through the middle. Don't let go. This is tight. And lift back. Now you may not feel you can lift that leg very high. Do as much as you can. And for the next exercise, let's head inside. So on the mat, I've got 3 more exercises to show you. What we're going to work on first is a little shoulder mobility exercise. So if you've got any shoulder issues, you may want to try this using a chair instead of the floor and see how you feel. Looks like this. Coming into what's a downward dog, if you're used to yoga, just open up those shoulders. And then we're going to walk that out a little bit further and walk it back. So you're going to notice a little hamstring stretch in the back of your thighs when you're doing this one. Never a bad thing. And from here, I want you to have a seat. We're going to work on a little spinal articulation, flexing and extending. So watch this one. So we're going to start at the top and roll down, 1 vertebra at a time. So there shouldn't be any speed bumps, no rushing through the light. So if you need some support, hold the back of your legs, roll all the way down. Now watch this, move your feet in a little bit. You're going to start from your tailbone and roll up to a bridge. Articulate down, and now we come back. I'm going to move my feet out a little bit. Tuck your chin in, roll all the way up. And we start again. Roll down, roll up from the bottom, roll down, and then roll up to the top. Tuck your chin in and lift. One more time. Roll back with me. Feet in, roll up. Tuck the chin slightly so that as you get up, you can roll up. And then turn to me. Sit sideways and just sweep your legs around like a mermaid. Hand comes down, and take the other arm up. We're going to do some lateral stretching. Reach up, over to the side, and then come back. You can hold on to this shin and reach up and over to the opposite direction. One more time on that side. Lift up, rotate and reach, and think of your core in here as a C. Stretch and reach, and back. Other side. Just flop those legs over. Hand down. Here we go. Up and over. And reach back. Hold on to your shin. Reach and lift. Remember, you're really trying to bring your rib cage down toward your hip. Lift up and relax. If you do this one often enough, it's going to start to feel better and better. And that's it. You're now ready for strength. Let's go, and we're going to shoot for 10 repetitions of each one of these. Hang with me. Let's go. We're going to choose squats first. You're going to give yourself a target. Here's 2, 3, 4, weights on your heels, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to turn right around, and we're going to use this target for a squat as a little support for our bent over row. Bend your knees, tailbone out, chest forward, head down. 1, 2, little power, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know you're only halfway done. Switch arms. And 1, 2. Pull those shoulder blades back. 3, 4, 5. Head down. 6, 7. You got this. 8, 9, and 10. We're going to use the opposite muscle group for a chest press. Now, if you've got a ball, you could use one right here. I'm going to slide down and just use a little bit more core work, pushing my hips up for a chest press. And 2, 3, 4, hips high. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, finish strong, 10, and down. I'm gonna put those weights down beside me and then come up. I'm gonna use this one more time. Leg up and back, single leg. Make sure your weight's on your front heel, chin up, tailbone tucked down. We go down and up. 2, 3, 4. How you doing? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Halfway there. Reach back behind you. Perfectly fine to balance on a chair or something right out here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Push through your heel. 8, 9, 10. Little smaller muscle groups right here. Are you getting out of breath? Tell me I'm not the only one. Elbows in, bend your knees. The rest of you's not moving. It's all from those elbows. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you're gonna have a seat. No rest for the wicked though. I'm gonna cross my waist. You can put one down if you need to. Bring them up, nice and tall, and push. Like you've got a hammer and you're gonna hit that right on the head. Get that nail up. And that's 4, I think. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, hang in there. 10, bend those elbows. Bring this down. And this is the very last one. So hang with me. You're gonna turn right around. Hands come right back here. You're gonna come into a push up. Do the best you can. And then we're gonna lift that leg. Come down and up and lift. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got a lot going on. Hang in there. 8, 9, and 10. Now, you could be done or repeat that circuit 2 or 3, even 4 times. Awesome job. The key flip of the day is just start. Esther, or you, if you're watching at home and your stress level is at a 10, knowing you need to exercise and not doing it can just add to the stress. So start short, but start. And let yourself be successful by just beginning that little bit. Esther, thanks for your question. Let us know how it goes. Send me your question to flipping50tv.com. And if I choose your question for the show, you're going to get exclusive access to the After 50 Fitness Formula for Women, my online course, and a copy of You Still Got It, Girl, my book. Plus, my friends at Anne Marie Skincare will send you a trio of their full-size products. You're going to love them. Even if I don't choose your question for the show, you get immediate access to my Muscles in Minutes guide for toning those hard-to-tone areas, plus the bonus section on how to deal with cellulite. And yes, you can do something about it. So go on over to flipping50tv.com and send me your question today. What are you waiting for? Let's start flipping 50 together.